Greetings and welcome back. Do you know what you're looking at? You're looking at the most simple design of an import-export connection off, what do you call them, off-map connections? These things. Out-of-town connections, that's what it is. This is suggested to people who play City Skylines because when you get out-of-town trains mixed up with your in-town trains, it's not so much that they get mixed up. It's that for every one of your train stations that are hooked to the national line, the out-of-town line, they will produce 4 trains to visit it. So if you've got generic industry and you've got specialized industry delivering to generic industry, and then you've got 4 trains from out of town visiting all those stations, it gets to be really nasty traffic. So they suggest a customs depot kind of thing, where out of town cannot touch in town except through this invisible membrane. In this case, it's trucks. The way it works is your stuff brings stuff to here, or your trains from other industries delivered to here. They put them on trucks, bring them to here, put them back on trains, and they go out of town. Imports work the same way, but in reverse. The reason I want to talk about this is traffic, because the reason they suggest this is because if you were to build a real one, it would kind of look like this. Now this is the 3rd time I've built one of these things, and each time I do it's better. For you people that think this is ugly, oh yeah, I agree. It's got a long way to go. But this is a working rail yard. These are out-of-town stations. These are in-town stations. If you look at this, I think it is. As you can see, very little imports. Oil? That shouldn't be happening. But if we go on our exports, we export a lot of oil, ore, generic, and a lot of agriculture. And it's neat how this is going to one building. I don't want to get that far with it. If we want to have that conversation, I'd be open to having that conversation, but I want to stick to road building. I can sit up here and tell you by the vehicle on which lane it's traveling in where it's actually going. And the reason I know that is because the way the roads are built. There's 4 lanes here, and there's 4 destinations on this side of the facility. There's 1, 2, 3 stations, and then there's going all the way around. Now, in order for traffic not to get jammed, and that's why everybody builds these things, because here, well, they can leave the terminal quick enough, but when they come back, it always seems so much slower. Here we go. I can describe this now. So I designed the roads so that if they're going to the first station, they're going to use this lane. If they're going to the second station, they're going to use this lane. If they're going to the third station, they're going to use this lane. If they're going to go around or even back out to the highway, they're going to use this lane. And when I mean around, I mean they're going to bypass the stations and go to one of these 3 stations. They use that last lane. This is properly built this way, and I can show you by the roads. If you watch, or sorry about that. This lane terminates here out of the 4 lanes. So if this lane terminates here, then there's only 3 lanes left. Okay? So that's second station, third station, around. Third station, around. See how I guess it's cascading the lanes? Every lane has a purpose. This second terminal, it could pretty much back up right to about here. And these guys who want the first terminal or the third terminal, they will still be able to get to where they're going. Let me speed this up a bit. See, nobody's slowing nobody down. The backlog is backlogging into their own lane, and no traffic is suffering at all. It might. I mean, every so often it does get really thick, like right about here, as a matter of fact. This is backlog for the first station. Now, he's going to the next station. Oh, he changed lanes. He's going to the next station. Oh, there he goes. He's going to there. He's going to the third one. Yep, he's going to the second. So, I mean, I can tell you exactly where they're going just by what lane they're traveling in. And that's how you play City Skylines. The lanes mean everything. If the lane doesn't have an arrow on it, it's a dead lane. Those are good. Ambulances and speeding police cars use those lanes every time they're available. Even buses. Let me show you a lane without a designation. Is it here? No, that's 3 lanes. It's right off the highway here, isn't it? There we go. Because this is a 3-lane highway, and I have a 4-lane connected to it, it makes this lane a merge lane, in which they're not using. Jeepers. Thanks for making me a liar. No soup for you. Let me show you a better example right here. Hopefully we'll get a police car coming down. As a matter of fact, pause. See what lane that... Oh, it's too late. Ah. Okay, let me describe this. This is the road that's going out to the highway. At the end of the highway, there's only 2 choices. Either go left or right. So therefore, only 2 lanes are needed. I have 3 lanes here. The game's not that foolish. It knows there's only 2 destinations to go to. This one and this one. That makes this a dead lane. The dead lane won't be used by anyone, in this case, except for emergency vehicles. And hopefully we'll get one to come by. He's turning left. He is not going into this lane. Oh, but there we go. That's a little faster. The other thing to tell you in this game is... Yeah, there's the cat. Curves mean something. Did I just miss that? There we go. There we go. See what lane they're in? It ends up being an express lane for emergency vehicles. Every lane counts, folks. Every single one.